Hi, my name is Bruce Bolger, and I'm founder of the Enterprise Engagement Alliance and publisher of Rewards Recognition Network. And we're all about giving away information, useful information to help people in business improve their own business by helping engage customers, employees, non-sales employees, sales employees, distribution partners, and whatnot. And part of what we're about is helping companies make money, helping other companies improve their performance, and that means doing shows like this, where we meet face to face with different types of solution providers. In this case, a long-standing successful promotional marketing, distributor who is also involved with incentives, rewards, and recognition. So what we're doing today is we're meeting also with Roger Thomas. He's vice president for Partners for Incentives, and they're one of the few incentive and recognition companies that only sell through promotional distributors and related resellers. And Michelle Vedros, she's owner of Crown Marketing, and she has a very successful business in the oil patch of the United States, running from Houma to Houston, as she likes to say. So just a quick little thanks to Partners for Incentives. They're the sponsor of this program. And as I said before, they're one of the very few incentive and recognition companies that focuses only on selling through resellers. And they're really an enterprise engagement company. They help companies of all sizes engage people across the enterprise. And then finally, a plug for the Enterprise Engagement Alliance. We really give away a bunch of information. This isn't a sales pitch. Go to the EEA.org and all of our other resources, and you will see, holy cow, everything you need to know about how to engage any type of person is there. So thank you very much, folks. And I'm going to stop the share. And of course, Michelle, I want to start with you. Just start and tell us a little bit about Crown Marketing.
Crown marketing stems from another business. From I guess I've been in the business for about 30, 32 years, 33 years. Crown marketing came from another business that was in New Orleans, Louisiana. And after Katrina, we separated and everyone started their own business. So we basically stemmed from there. And we took a territory. And my territory is Houma, like you said, South Louisiana and Houston right now. Um, Hopefully that stays like that for a while and we can progress from there. But we do everything from safety award programs to promotional products and with a lot of experience behind us. So we
So, Roger, what made you recommend Michelle for the show? And by the way, Roger's been having audio.
Well,
So if he has a problem, bear with us. Please go ahead, Roger.
okay. I've worked with Michelle for a couple of years. We've gone after a couple of different organizations to provide safety because down in Louisiana, they have a lot of safety issues down there. And I helped her create a program, a big safety program down there. And so now she's starting to realize the potential of safety award programs and employee recognition programs as well.
So, Michelle, what got you into start thinking about safety? Obviously, of course, in the oil industry, safety and all the related industries, folks, remember, oil is not just a rig. Okay, there's a whole infrastructure, not to mention refineries. So, um, Michelle, what made you begin to think about expanding beyond promotional products?
it's I grew up in the oil field, so that in shipyards, my dad had a business. So basically, I was surrounded by it. So I saw the need, and that is how I just progressed from there. As far as the safety, with these shipyards and everything that we do provide incentive awards, there's a lot. There's so much need to help them to keep them going because the work is hard and they're doing this in the heat of Louisiana. So I wanted to at least be with someone of quality and someone that cares and that's how I met Roger. So that's how we got started. But basically, um, it's mostly safety incentives that I do for shipyards and oil field companies. And now we're going to start doing hospitals.
Wow. So let me ask you this. Have you found that you can use your relationships to cross-sell? In other words, have you been doing a promotional products thing, apparel or other types of gear, imprinted, stuff that you can talk to that same person and say, hey, I'm now working with partners for incentives, and maybe you can tell us, how do you introduce your partner? That's a question. So do you find that there's some cross-selling opportunities there? And then how do you do it?
Basically, I started selling as promotional products and uniforms. That's how it started. And then they wanted to start safety awards. And we stemmed from there. And once you're in a business here, you seem to grow into whatever need they need. As a promotional products company, that's what we did. And my clients, um, what's the word? They sculpt us because whatever they need, we provided. And I searched for the people to do the job with me because I cannot do it all alone, especially on 3,000 employee programs. It just doesn't work with one single person. So it normally stems from servicing them with promotional products and then letting them know that, hey, we do safety incentives. And I used to do safety incentives on my own to where it was just too much. And now it's organized and it's this direction was so much better.
In other words, because what PFI can provide is a complete technology platform. They can sit down and, correct me if I'm wrong, with your clients and learn about what PFI needs to know to build a good program and then to run it. So let me ask you this, and Roger, chime in if you think you can add something here. It would seem
Okay.
to me that if you have a good support company that understands the business and understands your culture, that this might be easier than the promotional products business in a certain way. But tell me if I'm wrong. The margins aren't as good on paper, right? You're technically a markup on a promotional product could be higher, but it would seem to me this could be a lot less work once you make the sale. Tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, it might take a long time to make that sale, but once you do, if you have a proper support company, they run the program and you make money more or less like you sleep while you sleep. Is that true or not? Did you hear me?
Michelle,
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Did we?
are you asking me or Roger?
Yeah, I
I'm
was
sorry.
asking you actually. I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I thought you were asking Roger. No, to put it bluntly, they're like a company that takes care of everything for me. It's a godsend because it's so organized and we have the same people that we work with. I can trust them. He's not going after my customers. And it's I don't have to worry about it. I know they're in good hands. That's basically what it's like having another employee that's doing their job, but it's not just an employee, it's a whole company that's working for you. So all I have to do is be in front of the customer and make sure everything is running smoothly and everything's okay. But as far as the back end of it, it's amazing at the job that they do. It's just efficient. Pricing doesn't become a matter after they see the value in it all. Um, it's I don't know how to express how grateful I am to partnership with them.
so value, that's interesting. What I like about safety programs is that they're kind of measurable, aren't they? Um, they can actually see what value do your clients seem to be affected by? What attracts them?
This they partners for incentives, they actually calculate safety points for each employee. And when you're talking like 3,000 employees, that's a lot. So if they take these safety points and for each person and organize them, and they can shop on the website of, and these are quality products that they're showing. It's not just a trinket promotional product. So no offense, I sell a lot of trinkets, but it's DeWalt drills. It's things that these guys need. It's quality items, and they do the back end of it. It's a software system that they have, and the everyone that has a position there does it very well. And that's what we proud ourselves in, because when I go to my client, they don't see partners for incentive, they see me. So I need to make sure whoever's doing the job needs to be doing it correctly. And they're just amazing with it. I could not recommend them most. I mean, it's like
And the purpose of this show wasn't even to do that. So Roger, you get some extra points here, because
yeah.
the real purpose is, and you are helping with that, because really what you're telling this, you're really giving us what you need from an incentive company, right? You're telling us you need, first off, integrity. You're not going to run away from, you're not going to try to steal my account. You're going to run this properly with my client's interests and needs. It's transparent, and you don't have to worry about it on a day-to-day basis. So if anyone of their competitors, and they don't have many competitors, but if anyone is listening, that's what you got to do. But because you really have covered one of my questions about support. Let me ask you this, Michelle, in terms of opportunity, and Roger, you can maybe chime in here. It would seem to me that
Okay.
once you get in about talking about safety incentives, maybe you build some relationships and all of a sudden you learn that they have a lot of employee turnover. And maybe, hey, gee, they have a solution that might help with employee turnover. Or maybe you learn that, there's another division that they have a sales problem. One of the ladies tells you, gosh, I've been hearing, that they're launching a new product that isn't going well, blah, blah, blah. Do you see this as potentially an opportunity to sell more solutions? And this is
Yeah,
to
let
you
me jump in here for a quick second.
or Roger.
Yeah, yeah, and typically what happens is that when we go into an organization with one of our marketing partners, that's exactly what happens. We start off in a specific area, whether it's safety, whether it's employee recognition. And after we get the program up and going, most organizations start to realize there's a lot of other places that they could use our services and program. And so now other executives within the organization come and say, you know what? In addition to the safety program, let's put an overarching employee recognition program on here, because we have specific issues we want to address. It could be turnover, it could be productivity, it could be sales, it could be a whole lot of different things. And when we start to that, when we do that, they realize how effective this program is. And what the market partner really appreciates is that it's totally turnkey. So we do everything from consulting to tracking, measuring, reporting, putting the rule structure together that's going to drive the performance improvement, all of the stuff that maybe a promotional marketing partner like Michelle doesn't know how to do because they're experts in promotional products. But we combine all of that together to give them kind of mailbox money, which starts coming in. And some of these programs can be pretty large with, 3,000 participants. You want to focus on participants or on number of participants, probably 250 plus. So when you get into the 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 participants, you get some really big programs out there for the marketing partner that they
In
don't
a way,
have to
Michelle,
expend
that's
a
an
lot of
annuity,
labor.
right? If you do a good job, they run this year after year. I would imagine, Michelle, this is a little easier, in the sense that you got a big bulk sale, that's fantastic, but you don't know for sure you're getting it again, right? They might say, yeah, I've got that, but then they might say, we had a big holdup and this or that, our business is this or that, we're going to hold that up. But with these safety programs, they tend to run in a more stable fashion, don't they? And maybe, Roger, you can pitch in on that.
Sure. Go ahead,
Yes, they
Michelle.
tend, oh, I'm sorry. Um, no, they run smoothly. This one runs smoothly. Before, as I said, I was doing it before, and it just takes a lot of the work out of it. I guess that would be because they get to choose now their items, whereas before I had to choose for 3,000 people and deliver 3,000 of whatever item every quarter. This was happening. So it was a lot of work on my end, a lot of weekends. So it freed my time so I can get out there and service other clients and get to know my client more. You mentioned something earlier. Roger also, we do like safety quizzes for them. So he directly works with the safety superintendent, and we do questions, and they can earn points and get more incentives. So it's so specified, and that's what I like about it. It can be changed to any need. So there's everybody in the industry can probably use this in some matter, whether it's my hospital or a shipyard or employee incentives. It's just, and it's a well-oiled machine, and basically it works. So I don't know
Well,
if
it
that
seems
answered
to
your
me,
question.
no, you answered it, Michelle. And it seems to me, and Roger, maybe you can help answer this too, but I'll start with you, Michelle, that what would be appealing to me, if I were in your shoes, is what you just said. Hey, I can go in and learn about their challenge. Okay, they started me on this and it worked. Now they have confidence in me. Gee, what other people problems you have? Why do you don't need another technology platform or another vendor? They know how to do this. Their platform works, and look at the data you're going to get if you're tracking safety, but you're also tracking engagement and retention. All of a sudden, you can really get a whole look at the employee that is really performing without doing a performance review because you actually see what they do. So the cross-selling opportunity, I would think, would be pretty appealing. The ability to sell more and more programs.
Yes, that's the easy.
Yeah, that
Go ahead, Roger. Sorry.
oh, no, no worries. So, the tracking, measuring, and reporting that we provide for both the marketing partner and the end user are critical because as I have done so many of these programs with marketing partners, it is amazing to me how many of them are really tracked, measured, and reported on very well. And our platform have complete over their program. We track the number of participants currently in the program, the total number of participants, the percent of people that have earned points, the percent of people that have redeemed points, the percent of people that have logged in. And so that all shows engagement. Um, and then we point balances, we have average point. And so the marketing partners and the end user start to realize it's not just about awards, it's about a combination of the right program rule structure, which is going to drive the performance of the program. It's about the point bank statements that go out on a monthly basis that let the participants know how many points they've earned, how many they've redeemed, and a quick link into the website with 8,000 lifestyle awards. And we can add promotional product items if needed as well, but in a more of a limited capacity. And then what it does for the end user is, now they've got complete control and grasp on what their outstanding liability is. It tracks it month by month, current year to date. It tracks it month by month, previous year to date. So both the marketing partner and the end user know exactly what the program's doing for them. And that's really critical because that ties back into the return on investment. And once an organization starts to see that, they say, hey, what other areas of our company can we get involved in this program? Because they understand how it works. They understand that we can address specific issues within their organization that'll ebb and flow. And so that's why more and more marketing partners like Michelle are starting to get into this because it's a nice adjunct to their promotional product business. And some of the programs can be large. I mean, it can be 200,000, 500,000, sometimes close to $1 million worth of additional revenue without additional labor costs.
So thank you for that. And by the way, folks, Roger, he just got 5G and he's having some problems. So you are not seeing the Roger that we know, okay? You're seeing a shell of Roger because you're the unfortunately the camera isn't totally good. But anyway, thank you for that, Roger. Michelle, do you expect this to be a growth part of your business? Or you're going to be focusing more on this part of your business?
Yes, yes, I do expect to do more on this. Something I wanted to add, and the reason being, besides everything else I stated, dependability is something we have an issue with in the promotional products industry right now. So that is one, they're very strong in being dependable, and I don't have to concern myself with it. So that is, and it frees me up to actually meet with more clients to do more of this. And it's just a win-win for all of us.
And of
So
course, the dependability, of course, in your businesses, you're dealing with multiple suppliers, import issues, tariff issues, tremendous uncertainty every day. This is more of again, the sale, let's not underestimate. I don't want anybody to think a sale is an easy sale. Every sale is a hard sale, but especially for $1 million, right? But what you're saying, Michelle, is that once you make that sale, and you have a dependable partner, it's profitable. But let me ask you this, what a lot of distributors will say when they get into this, here's the two objections I hear. So I'd love to hear what you think. One, oh, the margins aren't as good. I can get 45% on that order of pencils, and they don't then tell me that the order is only $700, but whatever. They'll say the margins are better. And obviously, you're not going to get 40% working through a company like Rogers. What do you say to that objection?
the margins may not be high, but the time freed up for you to actually sell more and be more to your client is just so much more. It's to me, it's worth more. So it's not about margins sometimes. That's actually when you start caring more about the margins is when you start losing things. But when you are doing the best job that you can for them and you have the free time, there's so much free time now that I'm not doing all the back end work. You can go out there and make another 10% or 20%, whatever the margin is. And you add those up with less time, it comes out better in my aspect of it. After doing it for 30 something years, I'd prefer the time.
Well, by the way, I've never run into a distributor who doesn't feel the same way. So here's the second objection. The second was, look, I know promotional products. I know how to source them. I know how to deal with all the issues. I've done it for years and years. This incentive and recognition stuff, I really don't know anything about sales incentives or employee recognition, channel engagement. What's that? A loyalty program? What? So what do you say to the people who say it's a very big learning curve, that there's too much you need to learn?
That's easy. Just have a Roger with you because that's basically what saved me. I will say I was at the end of my rope because I've exhausted every safety aspect out there. I was at PPI show the very last day. I'm sitting at a table and I literally was like, I don't know what to do. And a very good friend of mine said, what's the problem? I told him, he introduced me to Roger, and Roger did his job. Partners for Incentives just made it all easy for me. I didn't, after all that backlog of work looking for the right person or trying to do it, they do it all. There's nothing that they do not do for you. And even if you need to go see someone or speak to someone or have a Zoom meeting, Roger's there for you. If not, someone else will be there for you. So they have the knowledge behind them. Use their knowledge. You're a salesperson. Use them. I mean, sell them. That's basically what I did, was just sell them. And then their work behind it saved them because they do the job.
So you don't pretend that you're doing all this. You're transparent and you say you have a partner, PFI.
Yes. Oh, without a doubt. There's different ways to handle the programs. I literally let PFI invoice my client. I trust them that much. So it was just easier for the client, it was easier for them.
Well, I just
It's
found out
so
today, Roger, that your company has been around since 1932. I thought I knew the
wow.
company, but and they were the first incentive company, and this isn't meant to be a sales thing. I just happened to find this out, that they were the first company to commit themselves only to selling to distributors in 1989, when they named their company Partners for Incentives. So it's pretty amazing. But anyway, one last thing, Roger, this has been great, Michelle. You've laid out what you need to succeed. You've laid out why you're doing this, what the factors are for success, what your clients are demanding in terms of service and transparency and metrics. Roger, do you have any last words?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I'm hearing from Michelle is trust. And once you start doing business with us, you can trust that we will never go after your clients. We will never go around you. And that's unusual in today's day and age. And so also that the knowledge that we bring to the marketing partners, very helpful, will help you from, A to Z. You don't have to know everything. We will give you some door openers that will open the door. We will help you present to your end user, and we will consult with you, and we will do it on your terms. And so I think that's the biggest thing that we bring. Also, stability, being in business for as long as we have. And that's the big difference between us and a lot of other organizations out there.
Well, thank you, Roger. And Michelle,
Bruce, back
thank
to
you
you.
for joining us from beautiful southern Louisiana. I told her we were talking about food before this because I haven't had lunch, and that's food capital, as far as I'm concerned. Roger, thank you so much for arranging this. This will be available in our publication, RRN, next week. And we will be marketing this in our library for the next year for distributors or anybody who wants to learn from a distributor how to expand your business. Thanks again to both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bruce. Thanks, Michelle.